Deplatforming is a practice that is loved by ignorant cowards, and I'm not sure why we've fallen so hard and so fast in the last few years, but it has been rapid, because even when I was a kid, I vividly remember all throughout history class and throughout all my high school years learning quotes that were essentially, I may not agree with what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it. Many people throughout history have said that. It has been a core pillar of successful modern societies. Why? Because sometimes people will be saying unpopular things that are true. In the past, people were executed for not believing the earth was the center of the universe. People have been right about things, and because you could be executed for what you said, they were. So it's very important that society accepts unpopular speech, but we have somehow regressed back to the dark ages where wrong think and wrong talk is now punishable by exile. Freedom of speech used to be a real, genuine American pillar that people really championed. And I remember as a kid in 6th grade having my teachers sit down and tell me the importance of the Westboro Baptist Church, because there was a big story where Westboro Baptist Church was protesting military funerals. It was all in the news. And I remember our teachers sitting us down and saying, hey, we know that we don't agree with this, and we know this is like a very mean thing, we're 6th graders, but this is important. And these people, believe it or not, are actually very important to society because they push the envelope and they ensure that everyone else can speak their mind, because if these crazy people can say what they want to say, then we can too. And I remember that as a kid vividly. What has happened? I know the argument's coming that freedom of speech doesn't apply to private corporations and they can do whatever they want, even though Section 230 that all the social media companies use kind of implies that it should apply to that, but that's a whole other video. Anyway, the private corporations acting the way they have is a little bit worrisome, because it is a reflection of at least some of the public opinion, because they operate largely due to public opinion. So this cancel culture phenomenon, deplatforming phenomenon, is pretty concerning. It's also incredibly biased. I don't know how anyone could honestly say that both left-leaning and right-leaning people have been deplatformed at the same rate. It's just not true at all. Nearly every person that's been deplatformed has been right-leaning or had a right-leaning problematic idea. I don't know of anyone that was left-leaning that has been deplatformed. Just off the top of my head, here's a few examples of people that have been deplatformed. The first big one was Alex Jones, because he was the first guy that I know of where all of the social media conglomerates all got together, coordinated an attack, and they all just eradicated him on the same day. That was a first. But now that's happened to Milo Yiannopoulos, the Gavin Proud Boy guy, Stefan Molyneux, which I don't even think he was like a political guy. I think he just had like 2-hour rants on YouTube, and I guess he had a few takes that the left didn't like, so he's gone. Then the Dr. Robert Malone guy on the Joe Rogan podcast, again, not a political guy, but had a few COVID takes that certain people didn't like. Turns out he might have been right. And that's the crazy thing, is that all of these people, when you censor people, but then it turns out they were right, like, what the fuck? Like, that is really messed up. And what's so crazy is that if you said what the CDC is saying right now a year ago, you'd have been banned off YouTube, banned off Twitter. So many of these people that were banned for COVID misinformation, turns out were correct. Wow. It's almost like censoring people in general is just a bad idea. The most recent big profile deplatforming was Andrew Tate. Now, I'm sick of talking about this guy, but I do think it's relevant that he got deplatformed, because if the bar is that low that he could get deplatformed, that is very, very concerning, because what Andrew Tate did is really no different than what a raunchy comedian does. If Andrew Tate got deplatformed, Patrice O'Neal should have been deplatformed. Dave Chappelle's next. I mean, if you go watch the Your Mom's House podcast, it's quite clear that the guy is just like, he's an entertainer. Like, he's just an entertainer saying wacky and crazy shit.
So I've had this argument with a feminist before. She was like, oh, well, we've never tried matriarchies. We've only tried patriarchies, blah, blah, blah. And I said, listen, bitch. Yes, they have been tried. But the problem is this. The problem is this.
Many people are going to be like, well, these ideas are dangerous. Well, compared to what? There are literal terrorist organizations with Twitter accounts. There are known terrorists that we know have killed people that still have Twitter accounts, but not Andrew Tate. That's crazy. Why can't we look at a guy like Andrew Tate and challenge his ideas? What's so wrong with that? And again, I hate to go to a left-right thing, but there's a clear difference. Libs of TikTok is a Twitter account that just highlights ridiculous leftist nonsense on TikTok. They don't edit it, they just put it up there. And people go and they watch those videos and they shoot down the ideas, they critique the ideas. People are not really calling for mass deplatforming and censorship of these ideas. For the most part, everybody is like, this is retarded and here is why. Why can't we do that with Andrew Tate or Alex Jones or the Gavin guy? Like, why can't we actually have the discourse? What is so wrong with that? Just recently, I've started streaming again, and I'm streaming on YouTube. And one of the primary reasons I'm streaming on YouTube is because I don't have to worry about the Twitch censors, the Twitch overlords banning me. Because at this rate, people just get banned on Twitch for everything. I got a warning for not moderating my own chat. Like, I can't let people say mean things about me. That's how soft we've gotten. So I don't know why we can't just have like back and forth discourse and like challenge ideas. I'm honestly, genuinely a little bit worried that if the bar is so low that Andrew Tate, the guy that goes to bouncy houses and jumps, like, this is the guy that is 10 feet tall that we're all supposed to be afraid of. What the hell? But I am I guess a free speech extremist, man. If Adolf Hitler was alive right now, he should be allowed to have a YouTube channel and we should all be allowed to make fun of his art. That's where I stand. If somebody is saying something that you think is stupid, don't silence them, give them a megaphone and then shoot them down. This is how it used to. What I'm saying right now did not used to be a crazy idea 10 years ago. I don't know why we've fallen this far. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.